If you're actively looking for a job, sending out resumes, filling out applications, but you feel like you're being ignored or you just don't feel qualified for a job because you're not hearing back from any employers or recruiters, maybe the job you applied for doesn't exist. Yeah, sounds strange, right? But joining me right now to talk about ghost jobs is the founder and chief career strategist, the career expert, Scott Holsizer. Good morning. Thanks so much for talking with us.
Good morning. My pleasure.
Yeah, so sometimes I think people are used to feeling like, oh, maybe I got to put 10 baits out there to get one bite back. But there are actual times where people could be wasting their time because of ghost jobs. What is that?
Absolutely. That's a great question. A ghost job is a job posting or advertisement for a role where there's no actual job that the employer intends to fill on the other end of that. And that can be caused by numerous different reasons, everything from the internal communication oversight in the employer where an offer is extended and accepted and HR doesn't pull the job posting down, to just a simple effort to fill a candidate pipeline. So when there's a high turnover position that needs to be filled, they don't have to start from scratch the next time.
That makes sense. So that's not necessarily a fake job. They're just waiting for somebody to quit because they know it's going to happen, right?
Right.
And then they'll have 10 people lined up. Okay, how can this hurt job seekers? I mean, when you see this posting up there and you're waiting every day to see if you're going to hear back about it.
Right. It can be really demoralizing for job seekers. The best approach to looking for a job is to be disciplined about it every single day. And with the screening software that is out there now, it's really critical that every application is customized to the specific role that the candidate is applying for. So investing the time and energy to customize a resume and a cover letter and anything else that's necessary, research the company as the candidate should. If there's nothing on the other end, that can be really demoralizing over time when candidates just aren't hearing back because there was never anything there in the first place.
Yeah, and I know whenever you're seeing job openings on job boards and stuff, sometimes it's very difficult to get in touch with a human or somebody in HR and say like, hey, is this still open?
Right.
But maybe that's worth it to try.
Absolutely. Outreach, LinkedIn is a great tool for that, to find somebody in the staffing or recruiting function at the hiring company, or even people in your network that work for the company that can provide a little bit of insight, intelligence, or connection that you can reach out to learn a little bit more about the opportunity.
All right. So is there certain signs that people should look for when they see these posts for jobs where they can spot ghost jobs and then know how to avoid those particular ones?
Sure. There are some red flags. There's no way to know for certain as a candidate, but jobs that have been posted for a really long time, that is a major red flag. There is a lot of activity in the career space right now, so a lot of applicants. So a job should probably be posted on average for 2 or 3 weeks. If you see something that's been up for a month or more, that's a pretty good sign that there's not a lot of activity happening on the other end. And another indicator is if the job requirements are really vague, especially compared to if the company has other postings available. They should have the same set of criteria for writing job descriptions. So that's another good one to look at, just to confirm that there's really something on the other side of this.
Yeah, I mean, so that it doesn't give you a false hope. Who's most susceptible to falling for this type of thing, for these ghost jobs? Is it a person looking for a certain type of employment?
Well, it tends to be. It's not exclusively entry to mid-level roles, but it seems to be more popular there, especially for purposes of keeping the pipeline full for employers. So the people that usually find themselves struggling the most is recent graduates or people coming out of an apprenticeship that are looking for their first or second job. They tend to encounter more of these than other folks do. Also, the impact is much more significant for people who are out of work that are looking for something to replace their income. Time is of the essence. Obviously, every job seeker wants to find the perfect thing quickly, but when the pressure is on, it's more tempting to cast a wide net and apply to a lot of roles, which means encountering markless jobs.
Yeah, and wasting your time when you don't really have a whole lot of time. All right, Scott Holsizer, thank you so much for coming on this morning and talking with us with the Career Expert.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.